Hi, Doug Tillman from the Customer Technical Education Center in Cincinnati, and in this CFM LEAP Maintenance Minute, we are going to cover removal and installation of the accessory gearbox rotating carbon seals. On the LEAP engine, there are 4 drive locations on the accessory gearbox that have rotating carbon seals on them. The carbon seals are all the same design, however, they are different sizes, so the tooling kit that is available to remove and install the rotating seals does have adapters for each of the different drive locations. We are going to be using the engine-driven pump drive location for our demonstration today. So the first step in the procedure is going to be to remove the locking ring from the assembly. We want to be sure not to use any metal. We're going to use a plastic device to remove the locking ring. Now that we have the retaining ring removed, we're going to remove the seal housing from the gearbox. We're going to line up the 3 pins on the seal housing with the 3 slots on the adapter tool, and then we're going to rotate it slightly to capture the pins in the tool. Right, now the tool is captured, and out comes the seal housing, and we're going to remove and discard the O-ring from the seal housing. The next step in the procedure is to remove the mating ring, which is still inside the gearbox, which is the second component of the seal assembly. So we're going to line up the pins on the removal installation tool with the slots that are in the mating ring. And after we get that lined up, we will rotate the tool 90 degrees, make sure that we have it captured behind the mating ring, and remove the mating ring from the gearbox. Again, we will go ahead and remove and discard the O-ring inside of the mating ring. So here we have our components of our carbon seal assembly. Now these are matched components, so when we change them out, we need to change them out as a set, not individually. We always want to make sure that we're wearing new, clean rubber gloves to prevent contamination. We also want to ensure that we don't touch with our bare hands this contact surface between both of the elements. We also make sure that there's not any damage to those as well. So we have new O-rings. We're going to install new O-rings in our components. We need to apply some clean engine oil to lubricate our O-rings. Install one inside of the mating ring. And we'll do the same thing to the O-ring for the seal housing. And we will go ahead and apply some engine oil to our lock ring. All right, now we're ready for reassembly. So one of the features on the mating surface of the mating ring is the alveolus, and this is the design feature that is on the mating surface. So it's very critical, first of all, that we don't touch these with our bare hands, that there's not any damage to this, and more importantly, when we put the assembly back together in the gearbox, that we verify that we have this installed in the correct position. So we're ready to install the mating ring into the installation tool. Again, we'll want to line up the grooves in the mating ring with the pins in the installation tool and rotate it 90 degrees. And we'll also want to verify that we cannot see the alveolus. So we will install the seal housing into the installation tool. So we're going to line up the pins, 3 pins on the seal housing with the 3 slots in the installation tool. And we'll rotate it, and again, making sure that we have that captured in the tool. So we're ready to install our mating ring back into the accessory gearbox. We have the mating ring installed in the tool. We cannot see the alveolus, so that we know we've got it installed in the tool correctly. We'll line it up with the spur gear on the tool and push in until it is fully seated. Pull out the tool. Now once the tool is removed, you want to verify that you can see the alveolus on the mating surface of the mating ring. That's going to ensure that you have that installed properly inside of the accessory gearbox. So now we're ready to install the seal housing. With the seal housing properly installed in the installation tool, we'll line it up with the spur gear shaft, push it to install it, line up and remove the installation tool. Once the seal housing is installed, you inspect and make sure that the groove for the locking ring is both visible and clean. So the last step in the procedure is to install the lock retaining ring, and we'll take one section of that, insert it into the groove, and as we rotate around, pressing that seal into the groove all the way around until it snaps into position. That's it for accessory gearbox rotating carbon seals. See you next time.